Happy Tuesday! My name's Nick.
And I am Alan.
Welcome into the dungeon. So Shrew's Shrubberies find themselves now stepping outside the double doors into the courtyard, making your way to Phandelin and Norbus, and you see that night is fast approaching.
Friends, your attention please.
Aye.
And I'm walking down the stairs. There were stairs, right?
Yeah.
So I'm walking down hurriedly down the stairs. Or gingerly, because I'm actually injured. I'm quite injured after those fights. Your problem has been cleared, and there's no more danger inside of these temples. But there's a few things we've discovered. Perhaps you could shed some light onto what their nature is.
Aye, what have you discovered?
Well, first of all, this necklace.
Aye, let me see that.
Sure.
Do you mind?
No, of course not.
And Phandelin takes the necklace and inspects it and says, would this be a symbol of Abathor, the god of greed, dwarven god of greed? And he looks at the back and says, dwarven runes. And he translates them as, greed is good.
Greed is good?
This is fine silver.
Fine silver indeed. Can I have it back, please?
Yeah, we did say you could keep whatever you found.
Good. I wear it.
That's a fine craftsmanship. About 50 gold pieces you could fetch for that.
That's good. I don't know if I want to maybe keep it. Maybe. We'll see. And also, it's not something I found that I could carry, but there was this area where there had been, maybe a wall or something had crumbled and it was full of rubble, and behind it you could see a very suspicious green glow.
Green glow?
Yes. Do you know?
No, well, it would appear you had got further into the dungeon than we did. But with our tools, I'm sure we can make good work of clearing the access to it.
Do you have any idea of what it could be? Because maybe you shouldn't be poking around green glows, especially with the dragon. You should be heading back to our town or city to keep safe for now, until this problem with the dragon is dealt with.
True, but then somebody else might come in. That could be quite a gem.
Your life is more important than any gems.
Roll a persuasion.
Yeah, we're starting good. We're starting good. Natural one, but I have that. Yeah, I can reroll once. Not much better. 5. My persuasion is 0, so 5 total.
Well, we can make our way back to Phandelin once we explore. I'm quite curious about this.
Look,
this green glow.
I would feel terrible if anything happened to you, and I've already tried to convince Adabra to leave her homestead, and she wouldn't listen. And I would at least like someone to listen to me. I'm warning you of dangers. If gems are important to you, I have this box as well. I could give you the box, but you have to promise me that you will head back to... Where do you come from?
Well, we're based in Phandelin.
Okay, you have to promise me that you will go back to Phandelin, hanker down there until I have, or someone else has dealt with the problem of the dragon.
And what's in that box?
I won't tell you until you promise me.
Alright, it just looks like a box to me.
Okay, there's 15 gems inside.
You see Phandelin and Norbus's eyes sort of open wide.
Maybe I could have given you a few less, but the 15 gems.
That looks good. But where exactly was this green glow?
This was beyond one of the lost secret doors we found. It was after a corridor. Maybe, as you said, you probably headed back after encountering these menacing jellies.
Well, I'll tell you what, the sun's starting to go.
To go? Go where? It's setting.
Go into the sea.
Into the sea, you say?
It will set now into the Sea of Swords. But it's probably not wise to travel the road now, this time.
No.
So what do you say, Norbus? Shall we go have a quick look-see? Just whilst, would probably be wise to spend the night here.
So, I should spend the night here as well, I believe.
Perhaps.
Then I should accompany you to see what the glow is.
Very well. So, are you guys going in?
Yeah.
Sorry, have you given him the box with the gems at this point, or...?
Not yet, once they agree that they're coming back with me.
So you guys head to where that partially collapsed room was with all the rubble mounted up to the ceiling. And they start having a look and they go, well, this would take... And they start looking and start discussing amongst themselves in Dwarvish. Single person maybe about 40 hours, but there's... Between Norbus and I, we could do this in 20 hours. I think you're right. Those gems would make the trip up here worth it. And then perhaps once the dragon is gone, we can return and find out what that green glow is. I think we should make camp for the night and leave for Phandelin in the morning.
Okay, so you agree to hunker down in Phandelin until I take care of the problem.
Aye.
You won't leave...
For those that box full of gorgeous gems.
But you won't leave town tomorrow to try and discover what this glow is.
No. That will make it worth the while for...
Okay, I have the word of the Dwarven gods.
Well, you have my word.
Okay.
Dazzlin and Orbus. I can't speak for the gods. I'm no holy man.
No, neither am I, to be honest. So, yeah, okay. Here. And I give him the...
Takes the box. Fine craftsmanship.
Yes, indeed.
So, perhaps we should stay in this, the main hall and bolt the doors.
What if more jellies come out?
Well, you said they were...
Oh.
Are they clear?
They are, but...
They start looking a bit nervous now.
No, we checked, but what if maybe they have a nest under the tent? We don't know.
But you said there's a dragon outside if we camp outside.
True, that's probably worse. Yeah, at least we know how to kill these jellies. Don't slash them, because they separate.
They separate?
They separate, and they turn into more jellies. So don't use swords or knives or
What about my axe?
No. Maybe you can bludgeon one with a handle, but don't try and cut it up.
Well, I can hit him with this hammer. And
that's
Norbus holds up a hammer and chisel quite proudly. Like,
yes, that's a very fine hammer. Fine craftsmanship, as you would say.
Aye.
Yes.
Dwarven steel.
The best, indeed. Not that I would know, but I rather hold on to wood. I don't know what you're laughing at. I rather handle wood. You know, I'm a druid. I don't like steel and things that are unnatural.
So you're a carpenter then?
No, I'm a druid, and I use wood to fight and fend for myself. I'd rather not use steel. It's not that natural.
Well, it comes from rocks. Rocks are pretty natural.
Steel comes from rocks.
It comes from the iron. The iron comes from the rock.
Yes, but no, it's not the same. Wood is more natural. You can speak to it. It speaks back. And that kind of thing.
So you like to hold wood?
I like to hold wood, yes. It feels comfortable in my hands.
Feels sturdy.
Yes. Yeah, it's a good way of putting it.
Very well. I think we'll make camp in here, and they sort of go out and get their belongings. Perhaps it's a good idea for us to barricade the door, keep anybody wanting to venture in from doing so whilst we rest.
That's true, yes.
And so Norbus and Dazzlin take out these sort of metal spikes and hammer them into the floor behind the double doors, thus securing the doors from being opened from the outside. I'll light a... Actually, perhaps not a good idea to light a fire in here. There doesn't seem to be much ventilation.
No. Let's keep the fire out of it. We should be safe enough and warm enough if we huddle up, get close to each other, and take the cold bite of the night away.
Very well. Norbus says, I'll take first watch. I'll stay awake for a few hours whilst you guys take some rest, just in case anybody tries coming and knocking.
Okay. Before I go to sleep, I am going to do a ritual of detect magic, just to see if the chain, or even like the general area, if there's anything magic around the general area. It's 30 feet around me.
Okay.
So I would move around the chamber a bit as well. Obviously the chain, the gems I just gifted these guys, and around the area?
The main hall, yeah?
Yeah, is this where the altar was? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So getting close to the altar to see if there's any magic.
Very well. So what's the ritual consist of?
It's just it's detect magic, the spell, but I'm doing it as a ritual.
And is there any sort of description to that ritual, or do you want to make one up if there isn't one?
I'm just gonna sit down and close my eyes, feet crossed. I'm holding my pendant that has a charm of my mentor made out of the wood from the tree of my mentor, and I'm gonna hold on to that, close my eyes, and begin the ritual.
Very well. So you complete your ritual, and you're now sort of trying to pick up a sense of magic in the area. And as you sort of walk around the altar, walk around the dwarves who are making camp, Fenner and Fabian, you don't detect any kind of magic anywhere
near.
Don't see
any auras around objects or creatures?
Nothing. Nobody has anything of magical powers.
Good. Okay, well, I'm rather tired after all this commotion. If you don't mind, I'm gonna tuck in and have some shut-eye.
Sounds good to me, little one, Fabian says. And you see Fenner's looking quite shaken from the day she's had. So, yes, I agree. I could do with a good rest.
Don't worry, we have lookouts. We will be fine.
You guys tuck in for the night as the dwarves are taking their shifts. Okay, the first watch passes without any incidents, and Norbus gives way to Dazzlin, who will take the next watch. And likewise, that his watch passes, and he decides to try and wake Fabian to take a third and final watch, which he kindly obliges. And again, nothing of note happens on his watch.
Good.
And he turns to wake the rest of the companions up. Little one, I think it's the sun must be rising soon, if not risen already.
Oh, it's been a good night. But why are you suddenly calling me little one? I don't much appreciate it, Fabian.
Would you rather call you it's a term of endearment?
Yes, but how old are you, Fabian?
I'm 40.
Well, I'm just 10 years younger than you. I don't appreciate being called little one. Just call me Shrew, please.
Very well then. Shrew. So, what are you guys doing?
Well, Fabian, we should head off back to Phandelin and tell Harbin Wester that we are successful here and we would like that 50 gold. Yes, that is what we should do. We need money,
Sounds good to me.
Or gold. We need gold.
Yeah, we'll be joining you on our way to Phandelin.
Well, you better be. I gave you the gems yesterday. Or have you already forgotten?
No, I haven't forgotten.
Good.
It's a good deal.
I'm starting to doubt that, but okay.
So Dazzlin and Norbus go and remove the spikes that were sort of keeping the doors barricaded and open the doors inwards and step outside.
It's a nice, bright, crisp morning. The ones that I love. It means there's going to be good fortune and adventure to be had today.
I would certainly hope so. Not so much the adventure. Hopefully it's a quiet trip back down to Phandelin.
We'll see.
And so you guys sort of step outside, the cold air hitting you as you step out into the courtyard, which is sort of entrenched into the canyon that you walked in. Why? What have we got here? You hear this voice and you hear sort of shuffling as a number of orcs appear at the entrance of the courtyard on the other side. I think we've got some trespassers here, eh?
Excuse me? Trespassers?
You see Fabian he's drawn his bow.
Fabian,
he cannot stand orcs.
Stand down a second. Maybe they're friendly.
They're orcs.
Fabian, please.
You're gonna have to do a persuasion check on him. Fabian's ready for battle here.
14.
Sort of looks at you anxiously, slightly relaxes his arm.
Fabian, put your weapon away, please. We can talk this over.
The orcs are, what are you gonna talk about? Mustache.
What?
You with the little red mustache. Good one, boss. Good one, boss.
Is that the best you can do?
The best I can do. And he takes a battle axe from off his back.
Fabian, maybe draw your sword again, Fabian.
You see Fabian's tensing again. The dwarves are slowly backing off. their hands ready on the weapons. But I mean, from what you've seen, and given that they asked you to intervene in the dungeon, they don't seem like the fighting type of dwarves.
Listen, we are more than you. Do I see 2?
You see 5.
Shit. Okay, listen, we may be outnumbered, but we are strong adventurers. The types that slay dragons.
Well, you're in our new den, so
Your new den? When did you make it your den?
it's mine.
Since when?
Since I said so.
Well, I've been here yesterday, and we were sleeping in there, so I say it's my den.
This is you need to get out of
Fabian,
here.
fire an arrow, please.
And Fabian unleashes an arrow at the big one, the one that looks like he's in charge. Fabian just hits. Roll me a 1d8, please.
7.
7. You're gonna pay for that one. And you see all the orcs sort of draw their weapons as they prepare for battle. So let's roll for initiative.
6 total. So for Fena, it's 13 plus 1, 14. And for Fabian, nice. 19 plus 1, 20.
So just to describe the scene a little bit for anybody that's listening in, we're outside in the courtyard of the temple where you've got the canyons on either side, and sort of bang in the middle of the area that you're fighting in. There's an old dried up well. There's a couple of piles of rubble near the entrance to the temple, which is up a few steps, and then there's 3 sort of crumbling buildings, one on either side, and then one towards the gate, which is where the orcs entered from. So over to Fabian.
So Fabian has a double turn right off the bat. He has his bow still ready, so he's gonna fire at the same orc that he already did. It was the one that was talking,
Yeah.
so it seemed to be the boss.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna go all out on the boss. 11,
Plus 4 is 15, that hits.
15 hits, and that was a D8.
Yep.
That's 2.
Plus 1, so 3 damage. As another arrow sort of sinks into him. That one doesn't seem to have bothered him too much as he sort of snaps the arrow off, and he's brandishing his axe, and he's going straight for Fabian as he charges him
Pissed him off.
with orcish aggression.
That's what happens when you piss an orc off.
And he's going to take a swing with his great axe.
Great.
That's 16 plus, I think that hits anyway. Yeah, 16 is the armor plus, and he's not holding a shield at the moment.
No.
So he swings with a great axe with a great aggression as that sinks into Fabian's shoulder, and he's going to take. Whew. So it's starting strong.
Proof is not good.
12 plus 3, that's 15. 15 damage.
Oh, baby. 15 damage.
As you see Fabian grimace with pain as he feels the full brunt of the orc's axe
How much
deep into his shoulder.
How much HP does he have?
26.
That's more than half in one blow.
Indeed. It's the second orc's turn, and he's gonna go for the mustache. And again, he's gonna take a swing with a great axe. That's 14.
Oh yeah, that hits.
That hits.
Yeah, that hits.
So that's 4 plus 3. That's 7 damage as you sort of take the axe across your chest, but it doesn't sink quite as deep as
Deep
as
enough.
Phandelin.
That's deep enough. Thank you.
And it's over to Fenna.
Fena, is she 5 feet away from the dwarf?
Fenna is...
Dwarf,
yeah.
sorry, from the orc.
Yeah, she is.
Then that sucks. She's gonna have to use an action to disengage and back it up. Back it up with the dwarves.
Very well. So she's going to disengage,
Yep.
and she's going to move back towards the stairs with Darwin and Orbis.
Yeah, she's just heading on back, right behind the dwarves.
You see the dwarves sort of look at her like...
Yeah, pretty much. She's been spooked by the ochres. I don't think she fancies her chances against 5 big orcs.
So, actually, give me a perception check whilst all this is going on.
Natural 2-0.
Natural 2.
No, natural 2-0.
Oh,
natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay, whilst all this is going on, as you sort of recoil from the hit of the battle axe, you notice that the two orcs towards the back of the canyon entrance, they don't seem as brawny or as well equipped as the two that have sort of engaged with you and Fabian.
Okay, that's reassuring.
And so we move to the orc's turn again, and he's going to go for Fabian as well. 13 plus 4, yeah, that hits. And again, he's swinging with his great axe.
Of course he is.
And that's 7 damage to Fabian.
Fabian is not looking good.
No, he's not. He's looking in pretty bad shape as he sort of drops to a knee with a second sort of great axe slashing across his chest. So
Fabian,
he's gushing blood all over the place now. And it's the next orc's turn. And as he gets at that sort of range, you see him sort of surge aggressively. And he's going to take a swipe at you. He's got a club.
Wow.
As he gets close to you.
It's not much better than a great axe.
That's 13.
Yeah, hits.
13 hits you?
Yep.
You take 2 damage as you feel the club sort of, as he tries to sort of hit you, he manages to sort of shimmy a bit, and instead of getting you on the head, he gets you on the top of your shoulder. Over to Shrew.
I'm gonna cast Hold a Person.
And you're doing that on the
boss.
one that was talking, the one that's attacking Fabian.
Yeah, the boss boy.
Wisdom?
Wisdom.
So 18 plus 0.
Yo mama!
He seems wiser than the average orc.
Oh, damn. That just killed me. Okay. With my bonus action, I'm going to turn into the good old brown bear. Shrew bear.
As you see him.
Shrew bear, Winnie the Shrew.
So you turn into this hulking big brown bear in front of the orcs. The strength for strength now seems more matched than a halfling against an orc.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
You doing anything else, Shrew?
No, because that's my attack action and my bonus action done. So I'm sitting tight for now.
So the last orc sort of rushes towards the entrance of the temple where the fighting's taking place at the foot of the stairs. Pretty much, there's you've got Fabian and Shrew holding the orcs off, whilst Dazzlin and Norbus and now Fenna are sort of taking some sort of, not cover, but to the relative safety of the stairs behind Shrew in bear form and Fabian, who's practically down on one knee at this point. And again, as he gets close enough, he starts to sort of push forward again in a fit of rage. He's going for Fabian. He sees him weak and down on one knee. And this orc as well, you see that he looks a bit scrawnier than the others and that he's carrying a club. And as he's running, and he swings in the excitement and part panic of seeing this halfling turn into a bear before his eyes, he sort of steps on some rubble and he falls prone. Sort of swings wildly and collapses on the floor as he gets within range. So top of the round, over to Fabian.
Fabian is going to use a bonus action for second wind.
Okay, yeah, so you can use a bonus action to regain hit points equal to 1d10 plus his level, which is level 3.
So I'm going to roll the d10 for him. That's a 3.
So he regains 6 hit points.
Not very good. Could be worse. Should have given him the potion, I keep forgetting. Because I'm a bear and I cannot use potions.
You sort of see Fabian catching his breath, slightly encouraged by the orc that's collapsed beside him. As he sort of takes a deep breath, stands up, and he seems ready for another round of action.
So how are we ruling, just for us to know, how are we ruling the sort of re-equipping an item? Is that a action?
He can drop the bow and sort of draw his sword and attack as part of his action.
He wants to do that.
Very well. So yeah, he stands up, drops the bow, unsheathes his sword, and whilst unsheathing it, takes a slash at which one of the orcs?
The one on the floor.
The one on the floor.
So I roll with advantage.
Yeah.
It's 14.
Yeah, that will hit. He's a 1d8 plus 2 slashing damage. or a 1d10 if he's actually using it with two hands.
Yeah, he's going two-handed.
Yeah.
1d10. Good to know. 3 plus 2, you said, yes?
Yeah.
3 plus 2 is 5.
5.
times.
So as he sort of drops his bow, unsheathes his sword, spins it, and stabs the back of the orc as it lets out a shriek and a last gasp of breath.
Ooh, that was a quickie. Okay, so we're cutting the numbers, at least.
And I'll say that in that action, he sort of stabs it down, takes it out, and he's
Ready.
He's ready for action.
Good.
Is Fabian doing anything else this round?
Now he's clutching at his wounds and readying for another round of hits.
Yeah, so it's over to orc number 1, the talker of the bunch,
The funny guy.
the funny guy. 14,
Hits.
and I think it does hit. Fabian's armor class
No,
is
it's
16
It
with
doesn't.
with a shield. He's not got his shield on at
What?
the moment, so he just nicks him.
Oh,
Gonna
God.
have to ban this dice. 10 plus 3 for 13 slashing damage. As Fabian, sort of with a look of enthusiasm, having killed off one of the orcs, turns with his sword ready, takes the full brunt of another axe to the chest, and he collapses down
Oh,
in a
Fabian.
heap.
Fabian, don't do this to me. Fabian! Oh, actually, I cannot talk. That was me in my mind saying it.
In your bed.
In my bed. That's not a bear. I don't know what that was, but that's definitely not a bear.
And he's going to move towards the bear, having seen off Fabian.
Great.
And the next orc's turn, he's going to rush his way up the stairs to
Oh,
Norbus.
did they get to move, the dwarves?
They're cowering behind. They've got the weapons, and
Then on their turn, they haven't decided
they
to
haven't
run
decided to do
indoors.
anything. But as the orc rushes up the stairs, Norbus is going to take a swipe at him with his hammer.
You can do that?
He's held his action effectively.
Right, okay. Nice.
Which is a 14. Yeah, that will hit.
Good thinking, Norbus.
So as he comes up the stairs, he manages to get a nick on the orc's knee as he's coming up the stairs for 2 damage.
They're not fighters, alright?
And that orc is now going to take a swipe at Norbus, and spectacularly misses as he sort of swings his great axe, which sort of clinks off the rubble that's on the stairs, and he sort of swings it down, ready for further action. So what's Fenna doing?
Alright, so Fenna's gonna cast Cure Wounds on Fabian, but she's gonna have to risk getting closer to him, unfortunately. So she wants to go down the stairs around the orc. She doesn't want to get too close to the orc as to not provoke an opportunity attack from him and get us close. Or, yeah.
She can just get there, but she's not going to have any movements to
Left
get back
to get out. That's worrying, but we need to save Fabian.
So
So
she's there.
she's
Fabian! And she places her hands on
That's right.
Fabian.
That's 7 plus 2, 9.
So you sort of hear the breath as Fabian's eyes open in shock. Fucking orcs! Is Fenna doing anything else?
But she cannot, so no, she's gonna have to stay there for now.
Okay, so it's back over to the orcs, and it's the second orc that was engaged with Shrew, now in bear form, as he's gonna take another swipe with his great axe, and that's a 9 plus a 5, if my memory serves me correct. Yeah, 9 and 5 is 14. Does that hit you in bear form?
Yes, it's Shrew Bear.
So you can see I'm not
He rolled 10.
A 10 again.
Another 10.
Another 10, so that's 13 damage as the great axe sinks into Shrew. And you hear him sort of snigger as the axe sort of digs deep into the flesh of the bear. Does your bear have a mustache as well in bear form?
A nice red mustache. It's like the fur, but it's redder and sort of keeps the shape of my actual mustache, which we already established was like the Hulk Hogan mustache.
Yeah.
Not the Hulk Hogan, the upside down, the sideways, the
Ned Flanders.
Ned Flanders, that was the one. The Ned Flanders mustache.
So now the other orc that had a club, he's going to take a swing at you as well. That's 6, 5 is 11.
Hits.
Hits as well.
Yeah, just hits. Naughty.
And that's a 5 damage as the club sort of clonks into the side of your bear's head. Over to Shrew.
I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna turn around and attack the orc with the club. He's just next to me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use my...
You got 2 attacks, don't you, with the bear form?
I got multi-attack. I'm gonna use my bite on this one. That's a 3 plus 5, so 8.
8 just misses as you sort of snap at him with your jaws, and he sort of manages to just dodge out of the way as your teeth come in.
I'm gonna do, as I try and bite down and basically miss, I'm gonna come back with my claws and try and pound him across the face. Slash him, rather, across the face. 9 plus...
Yeah, that hits. It'll be at least a 1, won't it? So
Yeah, no, it's plus 5, sorry. So it's a 2d6 plus 4. Nice. Now we're rolling. 8 plus 4 is 12.
12. So as you sort of miss with the bite and follow through with one claw, you slash him across his chest with one hand.
His face.
His face, and the second sort of claw as you follow through, or rather swing with the opposite way, and you just see guts and blood and sort of vomit as well as he's completely destroyed and he collapses in a bloody heap.
Whoa.
At your paws.
I scream at the boss.
He looks a bit concerned now that 2 of his companions have fallen. It's over to Dazzlin and Norbus. And Norbus is going to take a swing at the orc that was there in front of him. And he misses completely. He's not a warrior.
No, I can tell.
And Dazzlin is... What the fuck are you doing? And he sort of grabs him to try and drag away Norbus. That would provoke an attack of opportunity from the orc.
Yeah, no, not a good idea, Norbus.
And as he sort of swings his axe, it sort of slams into the stairs, completely missing. And he sort of drags him about 10 feet away from the orcs.
Good one.
Over to Fabian.
Fabian is getting up, for one.
Yeah, so that's half his movement.
Yeah, and then he's gonna just, as he's getting up, try and stab the orc in front of him, the boss, with his sword into his midriff.
Yeah.
That's 6.
Plus 4. That's a 10, which does not hit. So as he sort of gets up and tries to stab him, the orc with the staff part of his battle axe sort of deflects the blow.
Damn it. That's his action.
Does Fabian have any potions?
No, I have the only potion left, and obviously it's fused with my body as I have become a bear.
Is Fabian moving at all, or is he staying there?
No, he's staying there.
Very well, so it's over to the main orc that was talking and taunting you. He's going to take another swing at the bear.
1 second, is he 5 feet from Fabian?
Yes, he is.
Then Fabian is going to use his reaction, I believe it was.
Yeah, he's got a reaction that gives him disadvantage, which is good because he had rolled a 19.
Oh, good.
And now he's rolled a 2, so
yes,
very good
nice
as he sort of uses his body following through from the miss stab, and he sort of body checks the orc enough to sort of throw him off balance as he misses with his great axe swing at Shrew.
Nice.
Over to the second orc, and he misses as well.
Good.
As the orc that's just been shoved by Fabian sort of bundles into the other orc as well, throwing him off balance as he's swinging. So both of those orcs have missed their attack. Over to Fenna.
Fenna is again going to cast Cure Wounds again on Fabian.
She's going to move the 5 feet to be within range to touch him.
It's a 3 plus 2. It's 5.
5. So yeah, the magical energy rushes through Fabian as he feels stronger and
nice,
more ready to fight. Is Fenna doing anything else after her spell?
Is she 5 feet next to the orc where she is standing right now?
She's 10 feet away.
She's 10 feet from the orc.
From the 2 orcs. She's 10 feet from the orc that Fabian shoved, and 10 feet from the orc that was attacking Norbus and Dazzlin.
That's fine, so she's gonna step away a bit. Back.
Is she moving towards the ruins?
Towards the ruins behind her. Yeah.
Is she taking any sort of cover there, or?
No, she's just gonna hold on for now there, just outside the ruins.
Cool. So it's back over to the third and last remaining orc, and he's gonna chase down the two dwarves. He's gonna take a swing as well with his great axe.
Oh man, these orcs are gonna die if they get hit.
And he sort of swings, and the dwarves being quite short, and they sort of duck, and the axe sort of goes over the top of both dwarves' heads.
What kind of armor class do these guys have?
So the dwarves?
Yeah, they've dodged everything.
They're commoners.
You're rolling poorly when it comes to them.
Yeah, they're surviving at the moment.
Nice.
Unfortunately, Fabian and Shrew seem to have taken the brunt of the attacks.
It's good in a sense.
So now we're over to Shrew.
Right, Shrew is gonna turn towards the boss, the funny guy.
Yeah.
And he's gonna try and bite down on him. That's a 10 plus 5, 15.
15 will hit.
It's a 6 plus 4, 10 damage.
Okay, so Shrew's teeth sink into his neck.
Yeah.
Taking a massive chunk of flesh as he sort of drops to one knee. One arm on the floor, and he's now sort of grasping quite loosely his battle axe with another hand. He looks almost done for.
I'm gonna follow through with a claw. 7 plus 5, 12 to hit.
Your swipe with the paw just misses and slams into the ground beside him.
Come on.
But he looks pretty hurt.
That could have been an epic
ending. Yeah. So over to Dazzlin and Norbus, and they're both they're going to charge this orc. They're feeling emboldened by this, and they both sort of run at him with, they're 5 feet, they're in melee, but they're both going to take a swipe at him. And Norbus, who's in the front, sort of makes contact with his hammer, and sort of again conks the orc, this time in the stomach, sort of winding him a bit as he takes 4 damage.
Nice on Norbor is his name?
Norbus.
Nice.
And Dazzlin, sort of excited behind him, swings, completely misses, and sort of rolls over, but just about manages to catch his feet, but he's missed completely as his hammer sort of pings off the floor.
It's all about taking part. It's okay, Dazzling. You tried your best.
Over to Fabian.
Fabian is gonna swing back his sword and try and sever the head of the orc that's kneeling down with a nice natural 20.
Nice. So yeah, describe it. That will see him off.
Yeah, he's just gonna, with all his might, draw his sword back over his shoulder. And with all the rage that he's held for years against orcs, he's just gonna let go and aim straight for the side of the neck, hoping to sever his head.
So yeah, that his blade cuts clean through as the orc's head sort of drops from its shoulders and sort of rolls in front of his feet. Fucking orcs! Is Fabian doing anything else?
Are there any more orcs?
Yeah, there's another orc in front of him.
And he's 5 feet away from that orc?
He is 10 feet.
Fabian is gonna close the gap between himself and the last remaining orc that's closest to him. Okay. Not the one up the stairs, the one that's close at the bottom.
He steps over the body of the orc and sort of takes a forceful kick at the head, sending it rolling across the floor towards his new foe in front of him as he closes the distance and readies his sword for his next action. This orc, the one that was engaged with Shrew, and having seen 2 of his colleagues go down, followed by what appeared to have been their leader's head sort of cut off, he turns around and is going to take a swipe at Fabian. But I'm going to say he's going to do it with disadvantage because he's a bit unsettled.
Unnerved.
So yeah, as he takes a swing with the axe, in wild rage, having seen his comrades fall, he sort of takes a massive, wide-arching swing, which Fabian comfortably deflects with his sword, feeling emboldened and enraged from his battle with the other orc. Over to Fenna.
How many hit points does Fabian seem to have?
He looks back to about half strength.
Yeah, that's fine.
And he seems even more confident and cocky now, having decapitated the other orc.
Okay, so Fenna's gonna walk closer to the orc that's up the stairs, harassing the poor dwarves.
Yeah, so she makes her way up the stairs. She gets just within range. Does she want to get within range, or is she keeping some sort of distance?
Not for now, keeping some kind of distance. Yeah.
So about 10 feet?
Yeah, that's fine.
10, 15 feet.
From there, she's gonna cast a Sacred Flame. You need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Natural 1.
Yes. So you take 1d8 radiant damage. That's 3.
The orc sort of feels the burning of the sacred flame coming down upon him. And you see he's quite hurt. Incidentally, it's his turn now as he sort of feels the damage, and in rage, he's going to take a swipe at Norbus that's directly in front of him. And that hits.
Oh, Norbus. It was good to know you.
Ooh, Norbus. Norbus.
He gone.
He takes a big swing at Norbus, and the blade of the axe head digs deep into his sort of midsection as he's almost carried by the axe. And he sort of collapses in a heap in front of him.
Nobby.
Over to Shrew.
Shrew is gonna run to the last remaining orc, having seen him just slay Norbus. His
Shrew
friend.
has an orc directly in front of him still.
He doesn't care. He's just going.
So he's going to go, and
He's going.
that orc's going to take a swipe.
Yeah. He's just going.
Natural 2.
Good.
So he takes a swipe at this bear, sort of galloping up the stairs towards the orc that's just downed Norbus.
And before the orc I'm trying to attack realizes I'm gonna pounce on it on all fours and bite down on his neck, the back of his neck, with an 18 plus 5.
Yeah, I'll say that will knock him down the size of the bear, so knocks him down. This great big bear is on top of him now, digging his teeth into him. How much damage does he do?
He does 8 plus 4 damage, so that's 12 damage total.
12 damage, so yeah, you pounce on him, and between the sheer weight of the mass of the bear and the teeth sinking in, you take a big chunk of his throat out as his eyes sort of roll back, and he's gone.
Ho ho ho. Revenge.
Should we doing anything else in that round, or? He's got a big chunk of orc flesh hanging from his mouth at the moment.
Yeah, he's gonna use a bonus action to drop his form.
So he's turning back into his halfling.
The Shrew, yeah.
So suddenly this very little halfling is sort of stood on top of the remains of a bloodied and...
With a chunk of orc in his mouth.
in his mouth, yeah. His red mustache now even redder from all the blood.
They're gonna spit it out.
It's Dazzling's turn now. Norbus! And you sort of see him desperately trying to shake Norbus awake, and Norbus isn't reacting at the moment. He's going to spend his action trying to wake his friend. Over to Fabian.
Seeing what's going on the other side with the corner of his eye, seeing what's going on top of the stairs with Norbus and Shrew and Dazzling, quickly ignores it and carries on trying to kill the orc that's in front of him with his sword. So that's 5 plus 4.
That doesn't hit.
Yeah, he's not going to do anything else for now.
So his sword swing is deflected by the orc's great axe. Incidentally, it's his turn as he returns a swing as he and Fabian go blow for blow. That's 11 plus 5 is 16, which hits. He sort of seems enraged seeing all his fellows fall, and that is 8 damage to Fabian. Fabian's looking seriously hurt again as the axe again glances into his chest as the orc took advantage of his misswing to inflict some serious damage on him. Fenna
is gonna cast Cure Wounds on the poor old Norbus.
On Norbus.
That's on a heap on the floor. That's her last Cure Wounds as well.
So yeah, she goes running towards Norbus, sort of clambers over the dead orc that Shrew had bitten into, lays her hands on him. Norbus, as she starts shaking him.
1 plus 2, that's 3.
So that's 3 hit points are healed to Norbus as his eyes sort of open up and the colour starts returning to his face. Taking a deep breath. He's sort of looking at his chest where the axe had bitten in. In fact, the axe is still kind of still embedded in him because the axe got in as the orc swung and as he sort of collapsed to the floor at the same time, this bear sort of jumped at him and knocked him over. So I'll say the axe is still embedded in him.
Okay.
Over to Shrew.
Shrew is going to turn around now and direct his attention to the orc that's on Fabian down the stairs.
Yeah.
And from there, he's going to try and cast Hold Person again. So you need to make another wisdom saving throw with this orc.
5.
5 total.
Yeah.
Alright, so he's paralyzed.
Which means that essentially he's incapacitated, can't move, can't speak. Any attacks against him are going to have advantage. And he automatically fails any sort of strength or dexterity saving throws. And just as importantly, for those people listening in, any attack that actually hits the creature will be a critical hit if the attack is within 5 feet of him. Over to Dazzlin. Dazlin's just grabbing Norbus, hugging him, hugging Fena, hugging Norbus. He basically spends his turn
Hugging
him and sort of in relief.
Yeah.
And it's over to Fabian.
Fabian kind of figuring out what's just gone down, like the orc is paralyzed, kind of can see
his arms are sort of slumped down.
He's slumped down, he's suffering, but he sort of looks back to Shrew and back again at the orc. He's realized that Shrew has done something, and he kind of for a split second doubts if he should attack a defenseless creature, but then he realizes it's an orc, so he just fuck it. He takes the sword and stabs under the throat, trying to take his jugular out.
Okay, yeah, so roll with advantage.
I mean, if he misses this, which he might, having rolled an 8 and a 10, so a 10 plus 4, I believe it was.
Yeah, that hits.
That hits.
And it's a critical
hit. Okay, so a D10, because it's a double-handed strike. It's 4, that would be doubled. 8,
yeah,
plus an extra 2, 10.
That will do it.
Alright. So yeah, he's just driven the tip of the sword, because you can imagine that he's feeling quite weak at the moment, so it's not like a burst of energy or anything, but it's a slow push of his sword into the bottom of his neck, and slowly you can hear as he slowly, with the rest of the strength that he has left,
the orc sort of slumps onto his sword.
Yeah, and he collapses.
Fabian collapses.
Yeah, exhausted.
Completely exhausted. Quite a day it's been for Shrubberies. That brings the battle to an end.
Is everybody okay?
Oh, well, I've seen better days.
Fabian, you have survived an onslaught of orcs. You should be proud of yourself.
He sort of gets up, pushing himself up with the sword. Spits on both dead orcs beside him. Sort of wipes the blood off his face. How's everybody else?
Well, poor Norbus here took quite a heavy blow to the chest. He was out for a second, but he's back now. I'm sorry I abandoned you, but they shouldn't be suffering this. We, after all, have chosen this path, but they are just mere excavators, archaeologists. They shouldn't be fighting orcs.
We owe your lives by the beard of Abathor. I didn't think we'd see the light of tomorrow.
Oh, neither did I for a second, but I'm glad you're both okay. That's probably gonna leave a mark on your chest for quite a few months, I'd say. But you should be fine.
Sort of see him looking at the gash on his chest, sort of trying to close it.
Oh, yes, maybe you should rest for a while.
Can you cast any of that stuff you did to me?
I think Fena's out. She's out.
She's out of juice.
You're gonna have to heal naturally, I'm afraid. Hopefully, if fever doesn't. Forget it. You'll be fine.
I should be okay. Here, the least we can do. And he sort of gets the box of the gems. You've more than earned this.
No. That was a deal. And I want to keep my part, but I must insist that you keep yours.
Trust me, after this, we're not leaving Phandelin for quite some time.
Keep the gems. They might serve you well during this hard time where you won't be able to excavate and find any treasures yourselves. So keep a hold on them.
You're too kind.
It's okay.
I think we need some breakfast after that.
Yes, indeed.
He sort of slumps and, Dazzlin, get the fire going. He sort of leans against rubble, holding his wound.
Okay, I wanna investigate the fallen orcs. See if they have anything on them, any orders, and anything I find on their bodies, really.
Yeah, you can roll for investigation.
Okay, that's a natural one, so I re-roll that. Being a half-elf, halfling.
Halfling, yeah.
Would I get advantage if I'm saying the others are helping me find, or Fabian is helping me?
Yeah.
That's 16 and a 0 on investigation, so 16.
16. So yeah, you search for what remains of the orcs that you've torn to shreds, and you don't really find anything of real value. There's no orders on them, or some of them look a bit scrawny. Some of them look like they're quite ill-kept. You recall that they mentioned that this was their lair, so, and you've investigated the lair thoroughly, so they're probably in search of or rather they had been in search of a new lair, and they just had what little they carried with them, being their weapons and clothes on the back. And amongst the 5 bodies, you find a total of 8 GP between them.
Alright, so I'm gonna head back to the dwarves and Fenna that was staying behind, tending the fire, preparing breakfast, and gonna join them, sit down for a while. Gonna have a short rest here, probably, and roll some hit points if we may, because I don't want to. If we find something on the way back to Phandelin, if we encounter anything, we're gonna need our health back.
Yeah, it makes sense. That was quite a brutal battle.
So anyway, guys, we'll probably have this quick breakfast and head on off down to Phandelin. We've been delayed quite enough already. Is that okay with you?
Sounds good to me. I could do with a rest.
Okay. So what's on the menu?
Do you have any more of those sausages or that mushroom bread we got from the...
Yes, actually I do. I've got a few more sausages I picked up before leaving too. And the mushroom bread, I will be careful, because they said that it wasn't this that turned me blue, but I have my suspicions.
Well, I'll have a little taste. See if I turn blue.
Okay. Suit yourself.
And Fenna sort of sits there nibbling on the bread. Nothing happens to her.
It might be because you're a gnome as well.
Possibly, yes.
I'm not gonna try it again.
But I'm glad I've joined you in this adventure. I couldn't have, after all these years, found my kin and then abandoned them, knowing there's orcs running rampage and dragons and whatever that winged beast was, and jellies and that weird barrel. Dark times we're living in. I'd rather rejoin them once the surrounding area is safe.
Yes, you could sleep more peacefully, and I'm really glad you've joined me too. You've proven a great asset, with all that magic that makes us all feel much better.
Yeah, sadly I can't do anything more for Norbus yet.
Well,
perhaps once I regain my strength.
You did enough. You saved his life.
That I did. Well, we all did. It wouldn't have counted for nothing if you and Fabian hadn't slain those orcs.
Look at us. Shrew, Shrubbery. The heroes. Yet again, who would have said?
Indeed. It makes patrolling the building side look like a walk in the park.
You got that right. It makes surviving the mere of dead men a walk in the park. And we still haven't reached the... I don't even want to think about it, but we still haven't dealt with the main problem.
You sort of see Fabian sort of moving his clothing a bit, saying, a few more souvenirs of the damned orcs. As he sort of touches the scar that he had on his cheek from an orc javelin.
Well, it makes you look more fearsome.
Aye, that indeed. The lady's like a couple of scars as well.
You don't say. I don't know, maybe I have a few scars myself. And started checking my body, but I got nothing.
You took the brunt of it as a
bear.
As a bear, yeah.
Look. And I have a little maybe scratch from scraping the rubble as I was investigating the orc or something. Look, I have a little scratch here. Perhaps we can later go to the inn and see if we can meet any locals. Show off our scars, our battle scars.
Sounds like a plan to me. I need a whiskey.
I need a sausage.
I think that's a good place to leave this episode. It's been a very battle-focused one. I don't know about you guys, but I was certainly a little concerned there, particularly for Fabian.
Yeah, those orcs hit hard.
They surely did. So yeah, thanks for making it this far into the episode. Thank you for listening, and we'd really appreciate it if you could leave us a review and to subscribe to us on your podcast player of choice. It really helps us out.
Yeah, also remember to visit us at i2td.com. That's our website, td.com. If I confused you, just type i2td.com on your search engine or whatever, and it'll come out, a nice orangey website.
Or just click on the link at the bottom of the description.
Yeah, we'll
of this
have
episode.
links. Yeah, that's true. We'll have links at the bottom of this episode, so just read it. It'll be clearer. If you visit us there, you'll find our social media, so our Twitter, our Instagram. You'll also find Discord server, where we're building a community there. We're trying to, get together with fellow-minded, is that how you say it? Like-minded fellows. That's it. And we're trying to build a community. Also, you'll find our Patreon and our Buy Me a Coffee pages.
Because as you've seen, more today than ever, there's just one real hero in the party.
And I keep all the potions.
Yeah, he keeps all the potions. And they need all the help they can get. So anything you can do to help us by supporting us on Patreon and joining the Order of the Unlightened, you'll get some behind-the-scenes sneak peeks, some bonus content, some polls. Alternatively, you can buy us a potion through buymeacoffee.com as a one-off donation.
Yeah, all of these donations and subscriptions will help us improve, will help us grow, and will help us in the future to bring more content for you lovely people.
So yeah, that brings us to the end of the episode club.
The last one standing.
And for those of you that already know, this is the little segment where we like to play a game with you all, where we'll leave you a little catchphrase for you to incorporate into your comments and hopefully make us laugh and chuckle. And the winner, or well, not really a winner, but the one that makes us laugh the most will get a shout out on Discord.
Shout out, maybe we'll have the comment itself there, or maybe the name of the person there on a server, on a channel, for prosperity.
For sure. So what is today's
catchphrase? Today's catchphrase is hammer time. Hammer time, an extra bonus points if you can tell us why we chose this catchphrase today.
Yeah, there's a fantasy-inspired Easter egg in there. So yeah, leave us a comment on one of our social media channels with that phrase, hammer time. And with that, we bid you adieu. And thank you again for tuning in and listening to us ramble, particularly this far into the episode where we don't even know what we're saying anymore.
Yeah. We've lost the plot.
We've lost it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we really hope to catch you next time as we delve into the dungeon.